Welcome in, everyone. I hope we're doing well wherever you're watching from. We've got Dusty the dog is back with us today for another surprise appearance. He's definitely enjoying being in the videos. We have a very important topic to talk about today, and that is the escalating situation between India and Pakistan. Most of the world is focused on what's going on in the Middle East, and they're focused on what's going on in Eastern Europe, and we're focused on what's going on with China. But we also have serious problems unfolding with India and Pakistan. We're going to get into all of that and much more. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when a new video is out, and comment with your thoughts below. And now let's roll into it. On April 22nd of this year, a large-scale terror attack was carried out in the Kashmir region of India, which resulted in the deaths of more than 24 people. It was conducted by hardline Islamic terrorist fighters, militants, whatever you want to call them. India and Pakistan have a long-running feud. They absolutely hate each other. And I'll throw up a photo here on the screen of the Kashmir region, which is heavily disputed between the two sides. So you had this terrorist attack that unfolded. You had all these people, mostly tourists, who were killed. And it has sparked a significant response from India. And Pakistan is now openly saying that they are essentially preparing for an all-out war. India and Pakistan both have nuclear weapons. India's stockpile of nuclear weapons would be around 170 warheads. Pakistan's stockpile of warheads is around 160. And they're very close in that terms. But India's military is significantly more advanced. And to complicate the matters, the United States is technically allies with India and Pakistan, although I think there's a strong argument to be made that America's relationship with India is certainly significantly better than our relationship with Pakistan. Let's not forget, Pakistan hid Osama bin Laden. So India and Pakistan are both moving a lot of military assets into the region. They're militarizing their border zones. They are moving troops and equipment and weapons in case this thing really pops off. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen here. This is from Reuters, talking about how Pakistan expects India to take direct military action. Let's go ahead and read this. Pakistan's defense minister on Monday said that a military incursion by neighboring India was imminent in the aftermath of a deadly militant attack on tourists in Kashmir last week, as tensions rise between the two nuclear-armed nations. The militant attack killed 26 people and triggered outrage in Hindu-majority India, along with calls for action against Muslim-majority Pakistan. India accuses Pakistan of backing militancy in Kashmir. That's the region we just showed, a region both claim and have fought 2 wars over. We have reinforced our forces because it is something which is imminent now. So in that situation, some strategic decisions have to be taken. So those decisions have been taken. Defense Minister Khawaja Muhammad Asif told Reuters in an interview at his office in Islamabad. Asif said India's rhetoric was ramping up and that Pakistan's military had briefed the government on the possibility of an Indian attack. He did not go further into denials on his reasons for thinking an incursion was imminent. After the Kashmir attack, India identified 2 suspected militants as Pakistani. Islamabad has denied any role and called for a neutral investigation. Asif said Pakistan was on high alert and that it would use its nuclear arsenal of weapons if there is a direct threat to our existence. So that's something we're going to get into here shortly about the use of nuclear weapons. But like I said, both these countries aren't just nuclear powers, they're allies of the United States. So what does the United States think about this entire situation? Well, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So this is further reporting from Reuters about the United States of America and the USA stance on this conflict between 2 allies, nuclear weapons, they hate each other, and now Pakistan is saying a military strike is imminent. It states the U.S. State Department said on Sunday Washington was in touch with both India and Pakistan while urging them to work towards what is called a responsible solution as tensions have risen between the 2 Asian nations following a recent Islamic attack in Kashmir. In public, the U.S. government has expressed support for India after the attack, but has not criticized Pakistan. And then it says again, India obviously does blame Pakistan. Furthermore, it says, this is a quote from U.S. State Department spokesperson told Reuters in an email, "This is an evolving situation and we are monitoring developments closely. We have been in touch with the governments of India and Pakistan at multiple levels. The United States encourages all parties to work together towards a responsible solution. The State Department spokesman also said Washington stands with India and strongly condemns the terrorist attack in Pahalgam. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. I do apologize. India is an increasingly important U.S. partner as Washington aims to counter China's rising influence in Asia, while Pakistan remains a U.S. ally even as its importance for Washington has diminished after the 2020 U.S. withdrawal from neighboring Afghanistan. So like I said, the United States, we are allies with both of these countries, which puts us in a little bit of a bind because we have to back India, but we don't really want to step on Pakistan's toes, but India is the more important partner. But let's explain why this situation is so scary and why everyone should be very nervous about how this might play out if there is an actual military strike inside of Pakistan. Let's get into that right now. The reason the situation between Pakistan and India is so terrifying really boils down to not just the fact that they're both nuclear armed nations. That alone is not what should cause people to be panicking. What should be causing people to be very nervous about how this is going to go is the simple fact Pakistan's military lacks any ability to stand up and stop India's military. In a direct conventional war, India will steamroll the Pakistanis, will crush them, obliterate them. It won't even be close. If Pakistan feels like their conventional forces are being obliterated, they might choose to use a nuclear weapon to push India back. It's worth noting that Pakistan, unlike most nuclear armed countries, most countries that have nukes have policies that they will never be the first one to fire them. India does not have that policy. And in fact, India has been clear in the past that due to the disadvantage they have against India, they are more than open to going nuclear first, using their nuclear weapons as an offensive weapon before another side has introduced them. In terms of the specific breakdown of their weapons, India, again, has 170, 180. It's not really known. They have ballistic missiles, missiles that can be launched from submarine, cruise missiles, and bombs that can be dropped from planes. And they do have a no first strike policy. As for Pakistan, they also have ballistic missiles. They also have cruise missiles, planes that can be dropped from bombs. But they lack, I believe they lack the ability to fire them from submarine, although they are doing everything in their power to get a submarine-based launched capability. So if these two militaries were equal, you likely wouldn't have to worry about a nuke being used because they would just fight a conventional war. But these two militaries are not equal. They're not equal at all. India's military is advanced, it is large, it knows what it's doing, and it is superior in every way possible to the Pakistani military. That is just the fact of the matter. And that might force the Pakistanis to feel like they have no other choice than to use their nuclear arsenal if India does launch massive military action, which they're obviously very worried about. At the same time, India can pursue other ways, insurgency, more terrorist attacks, things of that nature. India's ISI, which is their internal security state intelligence agency, is very formidable. Of course, they're the ones who were accused of hiding Osama bin Laden, but we won't talk about that today. But what a great ally Pakistan is for that one. Thank you guys. Thanks for hiding the most wanted man in the world. But that's where it's at. That's where this situation is at. These two countries are on a highway for a collision. It is looking very scary, and we should all be paying attention. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the conflict between India and Pakistan. Will there be a war? Will India strike? Will nuclear weapons be used? Can the United States step in and save it? Let me know all your comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see y'all next time.